Good evening. Ira Epstein with your SPDR ETF stock market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Thursday. We're at the 14th of August, 2025. You know, PPI comes roaring out big time, blows away all the estimates in the size of it, and the market finds a way, because it's a bull market, to put a spin on it and say, you know, it's bad, but it's not that bad. All of a sudden, I'm watching Steve Leisman on CNBC come in and go, a lot of this has to do with, in the service part of it, brokerage. And then I went in and I looked and I saw what he saw too, you know, but he's way quicker and better than I am at anything like that. And if you looked at it, the trading fees, the management, the advisory fees, the brokerage fees, that's all in there. But remember, that is included at the end of the month in PCE. So that's going to weigh on that right off the bat. The next thing, the question is the speed of the tariff part with the core inflation not doing so bad. The core number on the PPI was up, but if you looked at the headline, it was okay. So the question became, if this is all it is from the tariffs, is that so bad? I hate to say it, but that's what it boiled down to. And that's how I'm reading what the market did. And if you look by the end of the day, the S&P came back. You came off your lows. You were down 26 cents in the DIA. You're only down 45 cents in QQQ. The markets really came back pretty neat. You did add yield. Now, I don't know if you were watching, you were down into the 422 area, I believe, before the report came out, and then you went back up about 6-7 basis points on the 10-year. So the market, the cash markets, they saw what I saw, that this is not a report that the Fed can hang its hat on, in my opinion, and say, we have a reason to cut. What about the jobless claims? They fell. They didn't go up. They were looking for them up 3,000. They dropped instead. So you're not showing the weakness in that part of the market either. Now, we have a couple of things going on. Tomorrow we have a lot more data. You're going to get first, at the end of the day, as I understand it, Trump and Putin are going to meet. We'll see a press conference. What do? It's already being played down. Now it's a luncheon that they're really getting together. All the teams will be in there. They'll play nice with each other for the next meeting. In the meantime, how many thousands will die between now and the next meeting? And I am very fearful that President Trump will get played by President Putin. I'm really concerned about it. The New York Empire State Manufacturing Survey comes out at 7:30. Advanced retail sales, 7:30. July import-export prices. So buckle in. Those numbers, especially the import-export, will give another idea on what these tariffs look like and how they're working through. Then we're going to get, at 8:15, the industrial production and capacity utilization, business inventory data. I really want to see that one. I want to see if we have moved inventory out, if we're bringing new inventory in that's higher priced because of the tariffs. That's important now. And the University of Michigan consumer sentiment at 9 o'clock, I'll be looking to see what do people think. I can already tell you, I'll be shocked if that's down, because the way the markets act, you can throw anything bearish at this market, and all it does is say, I like what I'm seeing. Now, keep in the back of your mind, I put out a report yesterday that I think is super timely for this, and it's on the U.S. dollar. And on that report, I cover the current fundamentals, as I did the report yesterday, trend analysis on daily, weekly charts on futures, UUP. Then we start going into the seasonals, what happens, and with a price count, and I can tell you the price count is pointing higher. There's a key number it can't afford to take out. It hasn't done it. It's time sensitive because my reports are only up for 3 days. So how do you get it? It's simple. You see the cursor up here? Give it a click at any time, or go to iraepstein.com. It's waiting for you there. So far, the gold report's working out just about like I thought it would. Uranium's still hanging in here at about the $40 mark as we see it. Tesla down a little bit today, gold down. AMC just holding together. Boeing tries the downside, came back, and you came back pretty neat in some of the other markets. Netflix got back up into the 1244 level again, keeps hitting the upper Bollinger Band and then slipping back with that. So let's take a look at what we've got here. Here is Exelon. Oh, by the way, write me what you'd like me to cover for this weekend. So this is the perfect time to do it. Give me a write, and from that, I will work with it and pick one of those charts that we'll cover as the main chart. So do it as you're watching me on YouTube, and I'll watch it there. I'll see what you write me. Okay, so in Exelon, if we take a look, the patterns are higher, high, and lower, really not trending right here. The market's fighting a battle, and it has been now for 3 days at the 100-day average and the 18-day average of closes. Sort of neutral territory right here. Doing the same thing again with the Bollinger Bands. You can see how far away they are, and momentum pointing down. I don't see a trend trade out of this in any way. Netflix, how many times do I have to tell you? We keep hitting that Bollinger Band, and bang, it's like hitting a wall. The market can't get through it. It's used a lot of power. I wouldn't be surprised if it backs off a little bit. Now, I am seeing some upgrades. I'm seeing some trade firms are rotating back into Netflix. I think that should have been back here probably, not up right where it's at. In Dash, the market's breaking down. So the market's not liking what it's got. In order to negate the downtrend, you have to get all the way back up to 3 days ago's high. Barring that, this market coming down here could be ready to let loose even further. I'd be a lot of caution, but I don't see anything to do in the market. It's just sort of hanging here doing nothing. In Google, keep hitting the upper Bollinger Band and not going anywhere one way or the other. In Starbucks, the battles, I think, is going to be the 18-day average of closes. The market's got momentum that is pointed up. It's holding here. If it can get itself going, keep your eye at over 94.85. If that hits, you could be onto the 97 level. Is it a 10-star? It's a market that's finding its footing, is the way that I'm looking at it. In Robinhood, time for a pullback to the 18-day average, which you're getting. You're still overbought. Overbought, I don't think, brings in new money into the market. I think that takes money off the table for a little bit, and that's what I think is going on. In Tesla, you're overbought. I can make room here for more of a correction in price. Let's face it, you did go from 298 all the way up to the 335 level. Now it might be time to give back some of that. I see Joby is just fighting a battle at the 18-day average. Remember, you and I talked about that. I look for it to spin here, and it's pretty much doing that. The trend is down and the bias is down. To turn that around, you'd have to take out the highs of Wednesday, and that would be what? I can just hit this and tell you. That would be 1845. Until that happens, you could open the door up for a further break, although I don't think you can get a lot of money dumping it as the market's already oversold. In XLF, I like that the market and the financials have gotten to now, 3 days in a row over the 18-day average. It's not a trend trade per se. It's a momentum move more than anything. But it's telling you being short, that's not the place to be anymore in that market. You keep running in the industrial sector right to that 18-day average and failing there. I keep telling my subscribers it's got to continue to stay over that, and it's unable to do it. It just doesn't look ready to make a move just yet. It could pop through Wednesday's high. That gets me more excited. On the energy sector, why get involved until you know what the U.S. and Russia are going to do? Gold is in a minor downtrend, lower highs, lower lows. As long as you don't get over Wednesday's high, you've opened the door up that you could go back to the 303 level, take out the highs of Wednesday, and I think you catch the shorts in the market. Silver looks to me stronger than gold. Higher lows, higher highs, momentum still up, not in overbought territory yet. Copper miners, remember what I said, you get to that Bollinger Band, be careful. First time you hit it, especially if you're overbought, professionals, I think, take money off the table and step back, and that's what's happened so far here. Then we come to the bond market, which again, it's filling a gap. Let me just show you this. See what happened here? You took a gap up, now you're starting to fill that gap, and why not? The PPI number was red hot. It's an argument for the Fed to not do anything, certainly not a 50 basis point cut. I don't know if you saw the new newsreel that Bloomberg has been showing with Steve Bessent where he's saying he didn't tell the Fed to cut 50 basis points. He gave him an idea that that could be what the models are suggesting should be done. That's a complete difference from what I heard him saying on CNBC. I love how these guys go back and forth. Higher high, lower low in the dollar, pretty much neutral territory. How long will that stay? Back to neutral territory in the euro currency as well. So you put it all together, there's some stuff to do. It's more of a trading market, and I told you that's what I thought it was going to be in August. But August has proven to be a stronger month so far than I think the pros thought it would be. I'm in that camp. I didn't think the market was going to be setting records in some of the stock indices. I expected more sideways action. And today was a real surprise to me, as I thought the PPI deserved a bigger break in the stock market than it got. In any case, I'm Ira Epstein, doing a lot of thinking and not all of it always right. Remember to give a click up here if you want to see the dollar index report. Watch the other videos tonight, and I'll catch up with you in the morning and over the weekend, and give me your idea what you'd like me to cover for the weekend. I'm Ira. Take care.